Okay, so we're diving deep today into the American dream. But, like, we're going way past just, the usual stuff.
Right.
We're talking history. We're talking how this whole idea is, like, changing, like, right now in our digital world,
Yeah, it's fascinating, actually, because
Yeah.
this dream thing,
Right.
it's really a pretty new idea when you think about it. Like, it's very much a product of the mid-20th century.
Yeah, it's like that classic picture, right? The steady job, the house with the picket fence, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, and for a while there, it really did feel attainable, for a lot of people.
Right.
And the thing is, the government was actually, like, encouraging this whole vision.
Interesting.
After World War II, there was this big push to boost the economy. And a stable workforce, they figured, that was, like, key.
Right.
So they had all these policies, tax breaks.
Wow.
Even the cultural messaging, like everything reinforced this ideal.
So it's like happy workers, booming economy, everybody wins.
Yeah, that's the story anyway.
Right. But it's more complicated than that.
Yeah, so the problem is this dream, it was built on a very specific economic system.
Right.
And let's be honest.
Yeah.
It mostly benefited the people at the top, It was great for fueling a consumer-driven economy, for sure.
Yeah.
Keep people working, keep them buying.
Spending.
Yeah, but it wasn't really designed to spread the wealth very equally.
So even back then, the American dream, it had its problems.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't as simple as you work hard, you'll be successful.
Right. The system itself had, like, these advantages baked in for some over others.
Right, yeah.
And so if you fast forward to today, those little cracks, they become like major fault lines.
Oh.
We've got job insecurity wages that haven't kept up with the cost of living at all.
Oh, yeah.
And then expenses like housing, healthcare, education.
It's crazy.
They're through the roof.
Yeah, I know one of the sources we looked at, they mentioned how pensions are basically gone.
Right.
Except for government jobs.
Yeah.
What happened to those?
Well, pensions, they were part of that old system.
Okay.
Where companies, they actually invested in their employees' long-term well-being.
So it was like they cared about their employees, like beyond just the next paycheck.
Yeah. But as the economic landscape shifted,
right,
companies, they moved away from that model.
I guess it was more profitable to...
Yeah, more about short-term gains, shareholder profits, all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on top of all that, there's the tax burden.
Oof, tell me about it.
Even if you're making, decent money, it feels like so much of it just goes straight back to the government.
Yeah, and that's a really important point.
Right.
Taxes are obviously important. We need them to fund essential services.
Of course.
But the way the current system works, it often puts a much bigger burden on the middle class and the working class.
Yeah.
Like the tax code, it looks neutral on paper.
Right.
But it's full of these loopholes that benefit corporations and wealthy individuals.
So it's not a level playing field at all.
No, not at all.
So it's not just about earning more.
Yeah.
It's about a system that seems like it's rigged against anyone who's not already at the top.
You got it.
And this is where it gets really interesting, right?
Yeah.
Because people are starting to see this. They're starting to realize that the old playbook, go to school, get a good job, climb the corporate ladder, retire comfortably.
Yeah.
It's not the sure thing it used to be.
It's just not a guarantee anymore.
So it's like the whole foundation of the American dream is crumbling.
Yeah.
But that's also kind of exciting in a way, right?
It is. It is.
Because this disillusionment, it's forcing people to find new ways to be secure financially.
Yeah.
And to build a life they actually want.
Absolutely. And that's what's so fascinating about all of this.
Yeah.
It's pushing people to think outside the box,
Mm-hmm.
explore alternatives. And that's where this idea of new American dream comes in.
Right.
This new dream, it's fueled by the digital economy,
Yeah.
by entrepreneurship, by the power of the internet to create opportunities that we couldn't even imagine a few decades ago.
That's what we're going to be exploring next.
Yeah.
How this new American dream is taking shape, what it actually looks like, and what it means for you. So stay tuned.
I'm excited to get into it.
Me too.
Yeah.
All right. So we've been talking about how that old version of the American dream, it's kind of, showing its age.
Yeah.
But let's dive into this new American dream now.
Okay.
This idea that's popping up in the digital world.
Right.
What does it actually look like?
So it's all about using those tools and platforms that the internet gives us
Okay.
to create your own opportunities,
Right.
your own income streams,
Right.
and ultimately a more stable and fulfilling future. you know?
It sounds empowering. I get that. But I
Yeah.
think a lot of people hear that and they're like, okay, the internet's the answer. But what are some like actual examples, of this new dream in action?
Well, let's be clear right up front. This isn't about some get-rich-quick scheme or overnight success.
It takes work.
It still takes work, strategy, a willingness to learn new things.
Right.
But one of the most exciting things is just the sheer variety of paths you can take.
So many options.
Yeah, we're talking everything from content creation to e-commerce consulting, even selling digital products.
It's a lot to take in.
Yeah, the possibilities are huge.
So let's break this down a little bit. Give me some real-world examples of these different paths.
Sure. So take content creation, for example.
Okay.
Think about YouTubers.
Yeah.
They're creating these engaging videos, building a loyal audience, and making money through advertising and sponsorships.
Right.
Or podcasters.
Yeah.
Sharing their expertise, building communities, monetizing through subscriptions or partnerships.
It's like they're building their own media empires from their bedrooms.
Exactly. And it's not just limited to those platforms either.
Right.
You see it on Instagram, on TikTok, even platforms like Twitch, where gamers are streaming their gameplay and building these huge followings.
That's wild.
The key is creating content that people connect with,
Yeah.
and finding where else to make money from it.
And the cool thing is you're not tied to one place.
Right.
You could be creating content from anywhere.
Anywhere.
And reach people all over the world.
The internet has broken down all those geographical barriers.
And the cost of getting started is pretty low too, right?
Yeah, the barrier to entry is way lower than it used to be.
Right.
You don't need fancy equipment or a ton of money to get started.
You just need a good idea.
A smartphone and a good idea. That's all you need.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so content creation's one path. What about e-commerce?
Yeah.
That feels like a whole different animal.
It is, and it's blowing up.
I can imagine.
Platforms like Etsy, Shopify, Amazon, they've made it so easy for anyone to set up an online shop.
Really?
And sell stuff directly to customers, whether it's physical or digital products.
So what kinds of things are people selling?
Oh, all sorts of things. You could be selling handmade jewelry on Etsy, vintage clothing on Depop,
cool.
or even creating your own line of t-shirts and selling them through your own website.
Wow.
Using a platform like Shopify.
It's like opening a store, except your storefront is the internet.
Exactly.
And your potential customers are everywhere.
Everywhere.
That's crazy.
And you're not limited to selling physical things either.
Oh, right.
Digital products like online courses, ebooks, templates, design assets, stock photos.
Oh.
It goes on and on.
So many things.
These are products you can create once and sell over and over again.
No need to restock.
No physical inventory, no shipping.
That's amazing.
It's a really scalable business model.
That's incredible. Okay, so we've got content creation, e-commerce. What about consulting?
Yeah.
How does that fit in?
Consulting is all about using your expertise. If you've got a special skill set or knowledge in a certain area, you can offer your services as a consultant to businesses or individuals.
So you're like a hired expert.
Exactly.
Okay.
And this could involve all sorts of things.
Like what?
Marketing, business strategy, financial planning, web development, even coaching.
Oh, wow.
It really runs the gamut.
So you're basically packaging your knowledge and experience and selling it as a service.
Exactly. And thanks to technology, you can connect with clients all over the world.
Right through video calls, emails, online platforms.
You're not limited by location anymore.
And what about that last piece, selling digital products?
Oh, yeah.
What are some examples of that?
Think about things like online courses,
Yeah.
e-books, design templates, stock photos and videos, software plugins,
Okay.
even things like printable artwork or social media templates.
So many possibilities.
Anything that can be created digitally and delivered electronically.
So you're taking your knowledge, your skills, your creativity, turning them into a product that anyone in the world can access.
Exactly. And the best part is you can sell them again and again.
Without having to make more.
No need for physical inventory or shipping.
That's a game changer.
It's a really scalable business model.
It's mind-blowing to think about all these different options.
That's all right.
And the best part is you don't have to pick just one.
Right.
You can mix and match, right?
Absolutely.
Like maybe you're selling handmade stuff on Etsy, but you're also making YouTube videos teaching people how to make that stuff.
Exactly. A lot of people are building their own unique version of the new American dream.
Right.
By combining different income streams and using different parts of the digital economy.
So it's not about climbing that one career ladder anymore.
No.
It's more about creating your own path.
Yeah.
Your own portfolio of skills and ways to make money.
It's a whole new mindset.
Yeah.
It's about Seeing the possibilities, taking charge of your skills and your future, and designing a work life that actually fits with your passions and your goals.
That's so inspiring, but it also sounds like a lot to figure out.
It can be.
What advice would you give to someone who's listening to this thinking, okay, this sounds amazing, but where do I even start?
That's a great question, and it's one we're going to explore in the last part of this deep dive.
Okay.
We'll look at practical steps,
Yeah.
pitfalls to avoid, and resources that can help you on your journey.
Don't miss it. All right, so we've talked a lot about this new American dream and how it's all taking shape in the digital world.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting stuff.
But I know there are people out there thinking, okay, this all sounds great, but how do I actually, get started?
That's the big question, right?
It is.
And it's a journey that really starts with, looking inward.
Okay.
Before you dive into the how-tos, you need to figure out your strengths,
Right.
your passions, and what the market actually needs.
So it's not just about chasing the latest online trend.
No.
It's about finding that sweet spot where your skills and your interests line up with an actual demand.
Exactly. You got to find that overlap.
Right.
A good starting point is to ask yourself a few key questions.
Okay, what?
What am I naturally good at? What do I genuinely enjoy doing? What problems can I solve for other people?
It's like a Venn diagram with 3 circles.
Yeah.
Skills, passions, and market needs.
Right in the middle where they all connect.
Yeah.
That's where the magic happens.
I love that. Okay, so once you have a better idea of where you're headed,
Yeah.
then you can start looking into different platforms and business models.
All right. See what fits within that sweet spot.
So if someone loves photography, for example,
Yeah.
they could maybe sell prints online, offer photography workshops, or even build a following on Instagram and work with brands.
There you go.
So many different ways to go with one passion.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
all about thinking outside the box.
That's right. Yeah.
And going beyond those traditional job descriptions.
So you've figured out your direction.
Yeah.
You're ready to take action.
Okay.
What are some common traps to avoid?
Oh, there are definitely some pitfalls.
Okay.
One of the biggest ones is trying to do too much too soon.
It's easy to get overwhelmed, right?
Yeah, you get caught up in the excitement and you try to be everything to everyone,
Right.
but that can lead to burnout
Yeah.
and actually slow you down in the long run.
So focus is key.
Focus is key.
Pick 1 or 2 things.
Yeah.
And really build a strong foundation before you branch out.
Quality over quantity every time.
Build something you can sustain,
Yeah,
something that can grow.
exactly. Don't chase every shiny object that comes along.
Right.
Another mistake people make is they underestimate marketing
Oh, yeah.
and building an audience.
That's huge.
You can have the best content, the best products in the world,
Right.
but if nobody knows about them, what's the point?
It's like having the best website ever, but nobody ever visits it.
Exactly. Building an online presence is crucial,
Yeah.
whether it's through social media, email marketing, even paid advertising.
Get your work in front of the right people.
That's it.
And that's where networking comes in, right?
Absolutely.
Building relationships.
Yeah, connecting with other creators, entrepreneurs, potential customers, or clients.
It's all about community.
Community is essential in this new economy.
Right. We're all kind of figuring this out together,
Yeah,
but we don't have to do it alone.
exactly. There's so many online communities, forums, groups,
Yeah.
where you can connect with people who get it.
People who are on the same journey.
Yeah. Ask questions, learn from each other's experiences.
So don't be afraid to reach out, ask for help, be part of the conversation.
And one last piece of advice I'll give you.
Okay.
Don't give up too easily.
I like that.
Building a successful side hustle or online business,
Yeah.
it takes time, it takes effort, and a lot of resilience.
There are going to be bumps in the road.
Oh yeah, there will be challenges, there will be setbacks,
Right.
but it's important to stay focused on your goals
Yeah.
and keep learning and adapting.
It's just like anything else worth achieving.
Exactly. It takes practice, dedication, a willingness to learn from your mistakes.
And the payoff can be huge.
It's not just about financial independence.
Right.
It's about the freedom to create, to innovate, to build something meaningful, and to design a life that truly reflects your values.
That's what makes this new American dream so powerful.
It really is.
It's not just about money. It's about taking control, being creative,
Yeah.
and building a future on your own terms.
And that future is within reach for anyone who's willing to put in the work, embrace the uncertainty, and never stop learning.
We've given you a lot to think about today,
We have.
and we want to hear what you think, what resonates with you, what questions do you have.
Yeah.
Join the conversation online and share your thoughts.
Remember this new American dream. It's being written right now.
Yeah.
And you have the power to be a part of it.
So go out there, explore those possibilities.
Yeah.
And start building the future you want. Until next time, keep learning, keep creating, and keep diving deep